Hello and welcome back to Let's Supreme Ghost Thief. Today we are playing Hidden Agenda. That is a mission that was not on my list of, at least not on my short list of missions that I wanted to play. However, it won a poll on the TTLG forums for best mission from 2002. There were two different polls for that year. Now, winning a poll like that isn't in and of itself anything extraordinary, except for that it beat Calendra's Legacy, which is a 3-mission campaign from the same year then, of course, which I think is in the top 5 releases of all time for Thief. It's a truly magnificent campaign. So this one beating that was enough for me to definitely play it. And I got several people suggesting it as well. So we'll just have to see then if it's better or as good as Calendra's Legacy. This is a mission by AsyluM. He has released this one and Heist Society, I think. I don't think he has made any other missions. I have not played Heist Society. Maybe I will. So let's go ahead and read the briefing real quick. There's no video, but it says as follows. Living in the city has become somewhat difficult since the death of Karis. The mechanists know who killed him and have been trying everything in their power to kill me. But I was in the city before the mechanists were formed, and I'll make sure I'm here after them as well. The mechanists have a newly built seminary in the Newmarket district. It stands on the ground where an old Hammerite temple used to stand, which mysteriously fell into the ground about a year ago. Rumor has it that when the Hammerites went to investigate what had happened to the mechanists, or the mechanists had already sealed off the area. But knowing the mechanists, I doubt very much that this is just an accident, so I'll be entering the grounds of the seminary later tonight to investigate what is happening there. I've managed to contact the Hammers, and they are very interested in what might be happening in the Newmarket Seminary. In return for my services, they provided me with a map of the seminary from a disloyal mechanist, which should prove useful for navigating the grounds and an easy time from the Order in the future. I'll make my way into the complex over the back wall, as it should draw the least attention. I'm going to have to be careful. The mechanists have been after me for some time, and now I'm entering their backyard. When I'm done, I'll need to get to the streets to the east of the seminary to get to a meeting with the Hammerite priest. Whatever I manage to find, hopefully it'll be enough to get the mechanists into some serious trouble in the city. Here we are. So, on Expert, these are the objectives then. Find some incriminating evidence of the mechanists' recent activities that can be used at your meeting. The Newmarket Seminary is reputed to be one of the mechanists' richest facilities. Steal at least 2,600 worth of loot. The plans of the facility you acquired indicates a vault in the east building. Break into it. Mechanist technology is an expensive commodity. See if you can acquire some blueprints of their recent inventions. As much as you hate the mechanists, you are not a murderer. Don't kill anyone. Once you have found the evidence you need, get to your meeting on the streets to the east of the seminary. Notice here that we only have to break into the vault. We don't actually have to take anything in there. Of course we are. And there is quite a bit of loot there. So that'll take us a good way, I guess, to the 2,600. There's just under 3,500. So you have about 900 to skip for Supreme. Now, this mission cannot be Supreme Ghosted. We have to take quite a few busts, actually. It's a fairly challenging mission ghost-wise. No, sorry, Supreme-wise, but Ghost-wise, you can turn off lights and you can turn off cameras. And that makes it very easy. Now, the mission is a little bit of a key hunt. There are 4 keys that will sort of direct our route. And I'll explain that. So that's sort of, if you don't know the keys the first time playing it, you might need to look for those. And if you don't find them, and there's not too many copies of all the keys on Expert, but I do know that the mission changes quite a bit from normal to hard to Expert. I think on normal you can't hardly even access half of the map. And much of the loot is missing as well. So that's not something you see in many missions. I haven't played it on lower difficulties then. There's even an extra objective, I think, on the lower ones, but a bonus objective. We're not going to buy anything. There's no notes or hints or anything like that. There's an invisibility potion, which of course is useful for Ghost, but we don't need it, of course. Now, we don't have any rope arrows. There is only one available in the mission. We're going to need that if we want all the loot for Supreme. We're not going to be able to take all the loot, but if we want to maximize our loot total for Supreme, that is. So we need to get that rope. It's not many pieces we need it for, but there's a few. Let's save. And then take a look at the map. We have a very, very good map of the seminary. This is the floor that we're on right now. We're starting right here in the north. So the compound is sort of in a horseshoe shape, but there isn't any connection between the southwest and the east on this floor. You have to go upstairs to get that connected. Now, we are a little bit limited to where we can go when we don't have one key called the Acolyte's key. That accesses this door here. It accesses this door. So the section up in the northeast you can't go to until you get that key, because there is a guard that sort of blocks the entrance on ground level. So this is outside, and this area here is outside. Everything else is indoors. There's a cathedral building here, as you can see. There's a gallery to the west, and then there's factory and storage in the northeast. Here's a little chapel. And then the meeting to take place under gatehouse on streets to the east of the seminary is through this east gate, and there's a section of town that isn't really in the map here. Then there's an upper floor. So this is above the cathedral then, and this is above the gallery. There's a library here. There's also a tower that you don't get access to right away. And then in the factory area, or above it, is a plans room. This is a security room here with access to the vault. Now, we're not going to be able to go into the vault that way. We're going to get in somewhere else. And the plans room has a couple of objectives and important stuff that we won't get to until much later. So there are some areas here in the seminary topside that will not be accessible to us yet until we find those keys. So this is then the top floor of the library here. And there are 2 levels of the vault, and these are little towers that are southwest and southeast of the cathedral. Now there is a big underground area too, but we don't have a map of that area yet. So we'll discover that, and it'll get mapped as we go through. And there's an auto map in this mission, which is very cool, and it's very well implemented. So structurally and design-wise, this mission is fantastic. It's very well laid out. Let me see. There's a robot here. So we're going to have to follow him. This door here are those that we need the Acolyte key for, so we can't go in there right now. See, there's a central house here in the courtyard that has some loot that actually is quite difficult to get, because we can't get... Sorry. How did he see that? The front doors is over there, and there's a guard. Outside of that. You can see him there. There's a goblet here. Plate and a bottle, and that guard over there has a purse worth 45, and that we actually have to skip for Supreme. I didn't know if he actually would see that. I don't want to save in there because I don't want to end up getting spotted. Yeah, so that purse on that guard you can take from the inside once you get a key, but closing those double doors will make him give a first alert, so that you can't do. There. There's a lot of metal in this mission, obviously, since it's a mechanist mission. You would expect that. So we should have 100 now. We do. Those gates there are open, by the way. So is that door there. We're going to go in there a little bit later. But if you go in this door, you get to a kitchen area. And this door here requires the Acolyte's key. And like I said, there's a stationary guard over here that blocks the path north. So you're only confined to this little area. And you can't go to the northeast or upstairs at this point. So we are really forced to go southwest here. At this point, this is the only area that we can enter now and roam around. Oh. And in here there is a servant. There's some food in here, cheese and some loaves and deer legs. It's an engine room. Now you can go here. Then you come to this section. Let me show you what's down this way. We're not going to go there, it's impossible. Come around there, there's a guard in the distance. You cannot move past here without her seeing you. There. These doors here are also leading into the cathedral, and those are locked. You need the Acolyte key. If you open that door, she will give a first alert too. And these doors aren't openable. So we are really limited here to this kitchen area. So in here we have some more food, but nothing else to worry about. Come to the gallery section here. There's another servant.
If someone is there, then show them.
Kind of unfortunate with where that servant was at this point. There. I want to get into the gallery. I want to get some loot here. Artifacts. Here. A mask. This guard here turns north, west, and southwest.
If someone is there, then show thy.
Okay, I probably would be able to go without even sneaking if he is turning that way.
Come into the light.
Oh, I should be able to do that. There we go, 205. And we're going to get the three-piece loot on the other side too, the fireplace, and then we have to go in behind him a little bit differently here. These are the double doors then that lead out, and you can take the purse of that guard.
If someone is there, then
It's just a matter of getting convenient rotations from him here. It would be better if he turned southwest instead of north now. So yeah, 45 loot skipped already. There we go. That green artifact at the end there is going to be the most difficult one. So when he turns back south, that's when we should go. And we just have to hope that he is stationed facing southwest long enough for us to sneak over and get this artifact. So what we really need to acquire right now is a copy of the Acolyte's key. There are 3 copies of that key above ground. One of them is in a pickable footlocker that I want to avoid. I don't want to like to pick locks unnecessarily. The other 2 are on belts. So I'm going to pick one of those because I can drop it back. I will not get any first alerts from that.
Come into the light.
So we were almost got it there. Just have to wait, like I said, until this guy is just stationed long enough.
Come into the... Forge thou not the hammer, but be fortified with the builder's knowledge, and let then the higher things be wrought. Then shalt thou prosper.
There, we got it. So 335. That's what we should have after the gallery is done. Servant comes back, he goes upstairs and then down to the kitchen and back again.
Forge thou not the hammer, but be fortified with the builder's knowledge, and let then the higher things be wrought. Then shalt thou prosper.
Okay. Now we got to move into a foyer. You got to go so slowly here because these 2 can catch you, or at least the man can. Or sort of a sitting meeting area. It's fairly dark. But this guy has a purse. This can actually be quite difficult to get. You have to get a very perfect line. Do not lean here, because then that woman will catch you. There. If you go closer to the wall here, she'll give a first alert. So that was worth 35. In here is a footlocker, I think, with a water arrow. And I think there's something up here too. Yeah, there's a flute. Worth 25, total 395, and then we can head upstairs. So we're now, as you guys can see, in the northwest. Go up here. Now in this room is a sleeping nobleman. Now this chest here is pickable.
Who's that?
But he wakes up from that. So that's the first alert. So you can't do that for Supreme. That's possible to do for Ghost. And this has a ring that is worth 60 that we also have to skip. That's a total of 105 skipped so far. No way to avoid that, I'm afraid. This room here I think is empty actually. But I want to use this doorway to hide. I think the servant is on his way back now. Let me know if you guys have played this mission before and what you think of it. To the library and grab 2 coin pairs, total 415. We're also going to grab the key off of this guard right here. Because he has a copy of the Acolyte's key. And that is a very good one to take because there's a lot of carpet. We can easily drop it back. There we go. Let's read this. Psalm 13. When thou art born. When thou art born, thou art blind and weak and squalling. So is the ore, weak and crumbling when it's pulled from the earth. Stoke thy forge and burn away all impurity. Wise words, I guess. Okay. So we got that. Let's make it real simple. We're gonna head up here now. That's just the upper level of the library. Should be a priest that will come. I think he's upstairs right now. He goes downstairs. But I don't really know where he is. I want to go up when he goes down.
So that I might see thee.
Oh yeah, he was on his way down. That's right. That was good timing then. He goes... He should come out on the left-hand side there, and then he should go down on that side, so we're going to go up on the other side. Yep. Okay, now we're going to hit all the bedrooms here. In here is an apple and a pickable box. Some loot in there, 440. We head this direction here. In here is just a book, I think. Mechanist Sermons of the Builder, seeking the path of the builder. Dry thy tears, lady, and find cheer. Blessed are they who strive for perfection. Build thyself a perfect house of brick and metal. No straw shalt thou use, neither in thy roof, nor in thy bricks. No window shall there be, nor doorways, nor dens. Sit thee there for 50 days and 50 nights. Neither food shalt thou eat, nor water shalt thou drink. Look thou at neither sun nor moon. Feel not the wind, nor muse at the passing clouds. At the end of those days and nights, then shalt thou know a perfect calm, and then thou mayest walk with me in my domain. Yeah, this is an empty room. Other than that. And then I always thought there were some kind of hidden books that were switches in here, but there's not. But here's a book. Collected Sermons of Father Karras. The builder hath gifted us with tools, oars, coal, and knowledge in which to fashion his children. Our acts of creation are met with more gifts of the equipment we need to please him. There's a statue. And then we can continue this way. Sort of walking clockwise around the upstairs. Now this door here, we have a woman sleeping in. No, we do not. That's the next room. In here we have a mechanist member lists. I think there are 3 different versions of those lists. So we'll read those. This is one for Markham's Isle personnel list. Priest Blackstone, an old man that joined Father Karras into the mechanist order from the start. A trusted priest, will prove useful in keeping the acolytes on Markham's Isle on our side. Acolyte Crow, a known sympathizer to the Hammerites. Leave at Markham Isle. Update. Defected back to the Order of the Hammer. May a mace fall upon his head soon. Acolyte Moore, a useful member of the Order, and a sailor aboard the Cetus Amicus. Leave on this post. Acolyte Slano, an elevated acolyte, true to our cause, bring here to help. Acolyte Garraway, an utter imbecile. Keep on Markham's Isle. We don't need fools like that endangering our mission. The next room, then, there is a sleeping woman. Okay, I'm definitely not safe here, but if we open the door, she will wake up.
My eardrums do tap much today.
And then she comes out.
Ah, I see that thou hast awoken.
Yes, I heard a noise. It must have been one of the visiting nobles scurrying about.
Most likely. Hast thou received word of how the drilling hath progressed today?
The last report was satisfactory, but it is treacherous work, and we are in need of more brothers to speed up proceedings.
My studies into the members of our order goes well. I will provide you with a list of those that will be more welcoming of our struggle here on the morrow.
That will be most useful.
What shadow passed my view?
There. So
All is quiet once more.
that's very interesting because that's a conversation that does not happen unless you wake her and do not blackjack her. If you do, of course, you'll never reach him and never have that conversation. And it's interesting because the conversation starts wherever they meet. So usually she goes over and waits in the living room, and whenever the priest comes by, they'll talk. But this time they actually met earlier and had the conversation then. And I missed that conversation the first time I played the mission because I blackjacked her then. So, of course, we can't go in here because that's the first alert. There is another readable here. Warning, potential security breach. Priestess Kellar. We regret to inform you that some floor plans of the Newmarket Seminary are missing from our records. It is believed that they were pilfered from the premises as extensive searching hath not turned them up. I suggest security be increased in manpower. I need not tell you of the danger our order could be in if someone were to breach the security there, especially one elusive and disgruntled thief. As a precaution, a detachment of builders' children hath been sent to you to patrol the nearby streets, as has a prototype security device, which you may use at your discretion. Friend Tickspring, Mechanist Record Office, Dayport. So this prototype we will find in the underground area in a lab there. And that might have a link to another mission that I have played recently, but that is much newer than this one. I don't know if that is correct, but I am thinking so, and I'll mention it when we see this prototype. In this room there is a pair of glasses worth 40 that we have to skip then for Supreme, and there's also a secret with the diamond here worth 60. So there's a total of 100 in this room alone that we have to skip. That's 205, I think, so far. That's everything up here. So we're going to head back down, and now we're going to head southeast. We're going to cover this living room here and a bedroom here. This is an empty bedroom, completely empty. But we should be done up top right now, 4:55. Yes, correct. Okay, I don't think he will hear that door opening, but I'm not going to take that chance. I think we're safe here. Yeah. living room here. There's
For Christ's sake, is there something?
oh, there's another. Yeah, there's a different guard too here. Head in here first then. In here there are 2 pairs of coins. Here's a door that requires a key, special gear key. Needs a bronze key, actually. So it's quite heavily patrolled right here. Two gold candlestick, there's a loaf of bread, cheese, and 2 more breads here. There. Now we moved through this dining room and we've covered everything that there is to take right now here. We can do a real save there. We took 2 coin pairs worth 20 each. We took a green vase worth 35 and then 2 gold candlesticks worth 100. Now we are going to end up going in here. This is a difficult place. We're now above the cathedral and I can't walk faster than this because there's a stationary woman here. Save it here. Now let me show you something.
The settlings did so unnatural trance that we feared of the forms.
So here we have the cathedral.
And did take flight.
There are some pieces of loot in here, but we cannot get those for Supreme.
That we one next did raise us up to.
These are the doors that I showed you earlier that requires the acolyte key. You cannot use those to come in because then you alert this guy.
Into position will be thy plate, matching A unto
If you
A
walk
and
along
B
either
unto
side here,
B,
you get a
such
first
that
alert.
complete is thy seal.
And I'll show you a few things that's in here. This purse, there's no way you can get that purse for Supreme. This guard will.
Someone there.
That was somebody upstairs. That guard that I just knocked out will see you. That purse is worth 35. You also have this robot here. That will see you. In the coat check room there is a ring worth 65.
What's that there?
Here you have an empty storage room. And same thing here. And over here there are 2 gold goblets worth 50 in total. So those you all have to skip or skip all those 4 loot items for a total of 150, I believe. Yes. So there's 150 more in here. So that's 355 loot so far we've had to skip. But here comes, I have 2 ghost challenges actually for you guys in this mission. The first one comes here. Because you can actually get these pieces of loot, those 4 pieces of loot, without any Supreme busts. But you cannot get out of the cathedral without busting Supreme. At least I have not figured out a way out of the cathedral. But I want you guys to show me how you can obtain those pieces of loot for Supreme It is possible to turn off the lights in the cathedral. That you can do in a security room that is just to the east of us. At least I think that's where you do it. I'm pretty sure that's where you do it. But that's not possible to do for Supreme. But you can get those 4 pieces of loot without turning off the lights. You just can't leave the cathedral afterwards. So that's what I want you to show me. So start outside the cathedral somewhere, get into the cathedral, and take those 4 pieces of loot without a single Supreme bust. But we have to skip them. Let's read this. Collected sermons of Father Karras. We are all cogs who float in a boiler, serving the Master Builder, performing his will to perform the tasks he does set out for us. When our life is complete and our cog performs no more duties, we are returned to the everlasting fire.
Hello?
So you can see that there are guards around here. Now, we are going to make our way to that door, but there is another guard, and we have to follow her, otherwise we'll meet her halfway, and then we will get caught. There's a guard on the other side, on the east side. So I think I need to wait. Wait, are we maybe good here? No. There she is. So we need to follow her. She'll turn around, like right here. I actually did not know that that guard came in here. I don't remember him doing that in my ghost run. So yeah, here we have to sneak because she will give a first alert if we move any faster than this. So I'm creep, crouch, strafing. That's the fastest way to move without affecting the light jump. Now I didn't show you, there is a door on the floor here. This is where that robot was in the cathedral. There is a door here that operates or responds to the Acolyte's key, but the robot will hear when you close it. So you can't use that to go in and out of here. And this area here has absolutely no loot, it just has some security switches. I'll show you that when we come from above a little bit later. Okay, this is the southwest tower. In this I think there's only, yeah, a mace. Some boxes, a sleeping guard, fireplace, nothing up there. But then here is a ladder. Now we are actually above the cathedral. Oh, wrong button. There you can see the robot, so we're far above it right here. This just has some robot equipment, I think. Here's a goblet. This one has loot, and this has a copy of the Acolyte key. But that we're not going to take. Of course, we took one already, but this requires picking the lock on this footlocker, and you can't relock it, and that I want to avoid, so, and we don't need another copy of it. 12th of February. Ah, my personal space. How I enjoy sitting here, peering down on the unbelievers as they come to our sermons. I shall sit here some more and listen to the wisdom of Keller. 20th of February. Sid Capezza did arrive here today to oversee the installation of the new vault security. The design of the main entrance is ingenious, requiring 2 of the priests to unlock the door simultaneously. However, seeing the other entrance disheartened me, for a single individual could still gain access. I brought the matter up with Keller, but she laughed, proclaiming, "Who could get down there?" Maybe she is right. 3rd of March. Edwig seemed in an awful state today. I did ask him if he needed help with his duties, but he just moaned and grumbled as if the weight of the builder's mace was resting solely on his shoulders. He is a talented craftsman, but these should be glorious moments for him to be working in the midst of such an ingenious plan. He had better realize this quickly, for the order of the gear is not for the weary and downhearted. Wise words. Now we're in the southeast tower. And up here there is a purple vase. Okay, so now she comes back. We're gonna have to wait for her then. That's fine.
Woe to them that trust not in Caris. From his mouth soundeth the will of the builder. From his pen the builder's plan is busily writ.
Here is readable. Friend Edwig, I'm reporting to thee that the lift in the storage area hath broken. It seems some of the teeth on the track hath bent, possibly from an excess weight on the last shipment. We managed to free the lift and send it underground, but now it won't come back to ground level. I task thee to fix this as quickly as thou canst, as another shipment of parts and ore is being delivered, and we don't have enough room in the storage area to hold it all. Friend Falkies. Falks. It's embedded into the desk here. Now, I don't think that elevator or lift is faulty on all difficulty levels. I read somewhere that there was a change in it depending on difficulty. On expert, it's locked or limited to only 2 levels. I'll show you that later.
Okay. Bones as I stand here, aching.
And there cameth an ox, and Caris smoted. And there cameth a
Don't want to get spotted by her now.
till it too sorely smoted, and 2 landlings came.
Just going to show you this area. We don't actually need to go in here. I forgot about that. We have to go back. He has another copy of the Acolyte's key.
O wretched wilderness.
This is an empty room. And this is where you turn off the cathedral lights. I was wrong. We're now in this building here. This is where I showed you from the outside earlier. And this is where you can find a copy of the security key. That is a key we're actually going to need, but we're not going to take this one because she will alert to the lockpick and we can't relock this footlocker. And I don't like to relock it. We're going to have to take a first alert getting the other copy of the security key anyways, but that doesn't require picking an unnecessary lock. So I'm not going to take that security key. Okay. Now, let's see. We are now in this area here, and downstairs only leads us back to the southern area, and we can't go through that door in the cathedral to get to the eastern part. So that's why we have to go all the way back now and actually access this kitchen area from the main courtyard. So now we have to head back. We've gotten all the loot we're supposed to get anyway. Yeah, we have 665. There is a little bit of back and forth on this mission because there are these keys that limit where you can go. But that's okay. For Supreme, it's what I'm used to. That was the worst possible timing. Not only is he downstairs, but he is right where I'm supposed to be. Yeah, no, he went upstairs. That servant coming? I think he is. Yep. Okay. We gotta head into that door now. Okay, I think that servant is on his way to a convenient spot for us. Yeah. See, in here there is a spice bag, 2 loaves of bread, and in the pantry there is a bottle of wine, and then another bottle of wine that counts as a secret. To head north now. So now we're actually going to go get that security key. Although I don't know that I need it yet, we will need it. We'll need it upstairs because in this hallway here, there's a watcher that stares north. We have to go into the plants room to finish the mission. So we have to turn off the watcher. And that you need a security key for. That's what those keys are existing. 4 to turn off the locking mechanism on the switch, basically. You have to turn a key in order to flip those switches to turn off the watchers.
Please,
See.
no more. No more, please.
In the pantry there's also a cheese, a loaf, and an apple. And in the kitchen there was a deer leg and 2 loaves of bread.
Did I do that?
Okay. Did that other guard see us? Don't think so. So there's that stationary guard that I talked about earlier that blocks the entry. This is then an eastern courtyard. Blocks the entry north. And there is a patrolling robot here, as you guys can see. I'm here now to take the other security key. We're going to do that here. We will get a first alert from this.
A noise. I'm as sure of it as the builder himself.
Right there. There it is. You can take it around the corner. And then we'll close the door. So it doesn't matter which security key we take. We can't return either of them. And we get a first alert for either of them. So it's only because I didn't want to pick that lock that I took this one. We will have to return this just outside the door. Instead of in there, because then we will bust ghost even. This is right by the gate that we have to leave through, and inside that house there is a switch that opens that door. We're not going to use that method, but that's the intended way. One of the intended ways to go out. We're not going to use that route. That's max unlucky here. Yeah, he sees that. I can hear him muttering. I'll be able to see if I'm... There, we are safe here if he comes in here again. Which we kind of need to rely on. So now we are approaching this hallway, and here you need to use the Acolyte's key. Let's see, there is a guard. Actually, let me show you this area first. Here's a camera.
What noise there? That's something.
So here, you need security keys to switch off the cameras. Empty room. That's this camera, and I think it's the camera upstairs. I'll show you. And the other door led into the cathedral again. Good, good. good. Let's dodge this camera now. We took a gold candlestick. Here. Good. 825. Yep. There's also 3 apples on the dining room table. Now in here, in one of these, I think there are 2 broadhead arrows. But then in this one is a metal gear that we are going to need. For sure. And then there's also a pickable one with some loot in it, I think. This is a well-designed mission, I gotta tell you. It's classic Thief 2. Classic Thief 2. Here. So we're not gonna head further north here. Oh, and he had to come. There was, like, only he has a fairly long patrol, so he could have been anywhere.
By Paris, I'll have no mission.
We probably have to wait for that other guy too there to come. I think so. He's on his way up now. So we're gonna head down this hallway because we need to go down these stairs. We're not gonna head into this area now. There's nothing we can do there unless we have the priest's key, which will access one of the bedrooms here and the plans room. So there's no point in me visiting that area this time. We're basically done topside now. No, we're not. No, we're not. What am I saying? We have to visit these rooms. But that's the only part on the lower floor that we have left to do. And then the rest of the mission, most of it anyway, will be taking place underground. There, that's better timing. Thank you. Head down here now. So this is a smaller chapel. This location. We're going to deal with that woman and something else later, but now we're going to head out here. Now we come out right behind that guard that we mentioned earlier. This is very interesting because that guard alerts if you close these double doors by frobbing this one, but not by frobbing this one. See? Even though both of them make noise, it seems like whatever one you operate is the one that he'll trigger to. And he is just on the border, so I guess this door is just a little bit farther away than that one. In here, we don't have to worry because there's just a blind mini-bot. Here's a crate with a slow fall potion and a moss arrow. And here is the broken elevator that was talked about. And here, 3 flares and 2 statues. That we definitely need. I'm gonna head in here. This is just an empty factory, except for that robot. Take a crystal shard, and over here you have a water arrow and a flash bomb. These doors will take you back into the main courtyard. And here there's nothing, just the machine room. These you can turn on and you'll have flames come out of those vents.
The word of Paris compels me. It is by his will alone that I exist.
Then we can head back. Let's see, 885. Yeah. There we go. So here she's stationary and we can grab the 2 goblets next to her and we can read this. Mechanist Servants of the Master Builder, number 23. To protect the new ways of the Master Builder, we must remove the threat that our backwards brothers, the Hammers, pose, either by conversion into our fold, or if necessary, their destruction. Well, that is pretty drastic, wouldn't you say? So here is where...
For the builder's sake.
Oh, Oh, hi. I didn't save since then. Save it here then. We will hit dark spot just before we leave her view. And here we can use the metal gear. We can't lock those again, but it is what it is. And now we are into an area called the seminary access, and this map here will then be filled out as we find our way through it. Let's make it real safe.
Who's there?
Grab that. And this guy has another copy of the Acolyte's Keys, the only one that isn't above ground. This guy cannot be blackjacked. He has a mask of some sort. Head through that way. There's nothing else in the other room. Completely empty. Now we're getting into a different area. Here you got to be careful actually, because there is a guard across the way there. You can see if you run through here. More watchers. Yay! What the? So now we got a new objective. The old Hammerite temple. An expensive artifact hammer was fabled to belong here. Find and acquire it. So that's an optional objective. It's one that you cannot avoid triggering because you have to enter this area. So for Supreme, this is one that you have to complete because optional objectives. Once they're in the list, you have to do them. Okay, so now we have the Hammerite Temple, but there's no more detail on that. This is sort of the old area of worship, the nave, I guess. Here's an office. Down here you have a big drilling machine. You have a woman that patrols around here like this, clockwise, through that door and comes out again on the other side. Down here you have a stationary robot, a small robot, and a camera. There's also a guard that comes out and doesn't operate, but he goes up on the drilling machine. Let's see. Go into this office then, which is the one we saw from the outside. There's a readable mechanist member lists. Yeah, this is the same one that we just read, right? Yeah. There are a couple of duplicates there, but there's a few that are different. Here, you have the watcher control and the spotlights control for downstairs. Now, Supreme doesn't allow us to turn off either of those. And there are some loot items down there that will be very problematic because we can't turn those off. But let's see what we can do about that. Up here, we have a rusty key that we're going to need. And in this, there's a statue worth 965. Oh, there was also glasses here, 1015. Let's see. This guy has a... That's just back out to the other area. This guy has a healing potion. Here, I don't think there is anything. Takes you out to an area with 2 watchers. Very difficult area. We're not going to go that way now for sure. Here is a guy.
Just the boiler, yes?
And he alerts
Or
to the door.
perchance something worse.
To the door opening. So we have to skip that as well. It's worth 15. So now we're up to, I think it's 370 that we have to skip, I believe. And I think there is one more piece. 2 more pieces that we have to skip. But I want to read this anyway. Friend Edwig, needs I remind you of the accident that befell friends Fewster and Chusselwick? That is why we must proceed to finish supporting the underground tunnels with iron supports before any more of our order are crushed to death. Heed this warning. I will not accept any more of your excuses that we do not have enough ore delivered to proceed with haste. There must be at least 20 tons of giant hammer icons lying about the site. Smelt them down and make something of use out of them. Priestess Kellar. Let's see. We're not going to go into this room then. We have to skip that.
For the builder's sake, what was that?
Oh, that is not good. I don't think I will get caught here, but let's see.
What's that?
All right.
The builder.
And Karas said, let us give thanks to the builder, for he hath worn my hands with fingers, and behold my fingers in the muck with
What noise there that softly calls?
Noise. Did he just see me, probably? Maybe he did. Here we are safe, at least for now. We don't need to go in here yet.
Cease thy flutterings and show thy...
This is a sealed off door. Should be a servant somewhere here. At least I thought so. Didn't hear there were 2 goblets, a bottle, sorry, a plate. There's 2 bottles over here.
Stop dozing and pay attention. Alert the others of an
There was the servant. Here we can probably hide from him anyway. So let's see. Or can we maybe try to get out? Yeah, we can. Good. Now, this is the cave that I talked about earlier. Not going to go there now. Let's use the rusty key to get in here. So the rusty key takes you into the old catacombs. And this library connects to the catacombs. That's why you can access this door too with the rusty key. Bunch of books here. Compendium number 108. Mortar cannot hold when the stone is not strong and clean. Before beginning thy endeavors, look to thy material, both physical and spiritual. 113. A stroke of thy chisel once made canst not be undone, but a stroke thou dost not make from fear is a worse flaw. Be not cautious, be correct. 199. A flaw in the gear will fade it to shatter. A flaw in the beam harbors the termite. A flaw in a man's righteousness encompasses his death. 36. Time once past, the harlot did say to the priest, tarry a while, and wait upon thy duties. And the priest did tarry. The builder gave thou the raw stuff of thy life. Make thou a great work of it, or thou mockest his gifts. Hadst thou a hammer, wouldst thou hammer in the morning, wouldst thou hammer in the evening, all over this land. When the builder came amongst his children and asked, who is it that hath spoilt his work? Then didst his errant son answer, I do not know. Then didst the builder cast down his son and smite him from his hammer, with his hammer. For is it not known that a mistake may be mastered, but a lie lasteth forever on the tongue? The proof of the wall is that it stretcheth above the height of a man, and lasteth beyond the span of a man. Our greatest works exceedeth us in all ways. And then finally, this was the last piece of loot I found in the mission, with help from Fortuny, I should say. 1265. And the last readable. When the thief did cry to the master, release me, for I repent, and shall do good all my days. Then did the master strike the thief's hand from him with a blade. And the master said, go now and do good, for thy repentance has been paid. Okay, down here there is a cave, which takes us actually to the catacombs, but it's been walled in. But there still is a statue we can take here. And here we can see this is actually the hammer in the objective. The artifact hammer, and we're going to get that next. Or soon. We're going to head towards the... towards the... There. This is a lab of some sort. 2 fire arrows in this. Scouting orb and a crystal shard. That's it in here. I don't think there's anything else. We have to wait for this guy to come back and head back in here, and then we can head through that door. That takes you back to the... Now we're in the Hammerite building. But that takes you back to the bottom floor of the Hammerite temple where the Watcher and the stationary big robot was. And we're going to go into the Catacombs from there.
If someone is...
Watcher. So we're going to head into the Catacombs right here. Now, down to the... Where is it? South. You can access the locker rooms with 2 pieces of loot. And I tried for the longest time to get down there from this angle, but you can't. You have to use a different method to get in there for Supreme, because that robot will see you.
Is that thou, friend?
I didn't think he... I think I got spotted there upstairs, didn't I? Yeah, I tried to... If you go around that way on the backside of the drilling machine, the bot will see you and give a first alert. I tried dropping down from the top ledge onto the door frame and then dropping onto the lamp. And then you can get over to the right of that red banner. You can get over there. But he gives a first alert there too. So I tried quite a bit of things here in order to fool that robot to get into the locker room, but I couldn't make it. So I had to find a different method, and I eventually did, luckily. But we do need a rope arrow for it. So this is the direct access to the Catacombs. So, here we're going to go. Let's see, in here there is a goblet, total 1320. And here we have a priest. The priest key. It's going to be very important. So in the Catacombs we have, first of all, here a chest that we're going to pick. With a necklace, 1410. There are haunts here, but they are completely, they're immaterial. They don't have a body, they don't have a clipping border, but they can still hurt you like a normal haunt. You can see that they're transparent, and you will walk right through them, so there's nothing to hit. So they're basically indestructible. So essentially you have to ghost this area. By extension. Let's follow this guy in here. That was a secret, a little hidden goblet there. Total 1425, and you're safe in this little corner. Let's go in here. In this casket, there's There's a hammer. We were probably safe right there, weren't we? Yes, we were. Total 1480. That hammer's worth 55. We're gonna head up this way. I hope we're safe here. Let's head up here first then. There's another pickable chest. There's a stack of gold coins. Okay, now he's heading in there, so I'm going to head the other way then, for now. It's a caved-in area. Here's a goblet. Let's see. I hope that we can stay here safely. Yeah. And now we get to the room with the holy hammer. That's a light source, but it's an objective. And it's also worth loot. It's worth 200, 1720. So we've clarified the rules. You might remember from Down Among Dead Men in T2X, I talked about that. Right after that, we clarified the rules that any kind of immediate consequence of taking a mandatory objective, and for Supreme this is mandatory because we have to trigger this objective and it's required to do. As long as you are not seen or heard, or other people don't alert to you specifically, then that is okay. So removing a light source when it's an objective is now acceptable, and it's not a bust to Supreme to do that. Here's a readable. 18th of March. A strange thing did happen today. During the daily sermon, a faint noise filled the temple hall, almost like a high-pitched scraping sound. It was passed off at first, but the brothers did get distracted by it, and I had to cut the sermon short for the distraction it caused. 26th of March. The noise that plagued one of my sermons last week did again return. Whilst I was sitting in the library reading the scriptures of the Master Builder, it started, faintly at first, but this time it got louder than last. It did last for almost a full hour, but something disturbed me greatly. It almost sounded as though it came from beneath mine own feet. 2nd of April. Again did the same droning noise occur today, and again was it louder, and to such an extent that the floor did tremble. I sent Brother Handress to see the local sewer keeper to see if he knew what it was, but he did not have a clue. All he mentioned was that the sound appeared to happen twice, almost as if it was coming and going. What was that supposed to mean? 3rd of April. I was standing in the courtyard earlier when I did spy a large crack form up the wall of the barracks wing of the temple. I did survey the rest of the building for such cracks and found several. The barracks seem worst affected. The brothers are talking of leaving the temple whilst repairs take place, but I will not have this. The builder's house will not be abandoned by his followers. 6th of April. I'm writing this entry as the droning noise hath reappeared. The repairs were going well, but now the cracks widen again. I'm having trouble even writing. The ground doth shake so vile. We have to wait for that guy. There's only one more piece of loot in the Catacombs. Bumped into something there. That was max unlucky. It's the last area. I think that if we go through that door. Should be good because he goes through here. Yep. So here's a safe. We have to pick that. Should be a golden nugget in there. Go. Probably will have to hide down here now. Wait for him to come back. Now the priest key we're going to have to return. We definitely do need that. We need that all the way topside. Okay, let's see. Alright, let's make a real save. We're almost ready in the, or done with the temple area right now. Just have one more piece of loot to get. And we can... Good timing for once. Gonna head out here. And this is a very, very difficult area. Because there are two cameras. There's one piece of loot that we can take, but you're supposed to go through that tunnel, but you can't. You can't turn off the cameras for Supreme. No way I've found to do that. Yeah. So here we're safe, and there's the other camera. We have to time both of those and then head around the corner here a little bit. See if we can do that. The one on the right goes faster. If I could just have jumped over those... Why can't I do that? If I go down here, here's the piece of loot, you see. Yeah, I couldn't crouch. You need to crouch there. You need to be able to crouch. Oy, 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 oy. This is a difficult piece of loot to get, but come on. You need to get up on that statue so that you can crouch. This is just one of the stupid engine exploitation, or engine... Ah. Couldn't I go in there? I pushed forward, but it didn't want to move for some reason. There. Now we have to time them to go back, basically. That has to be a better time, because we have to go when that watcher turns towards the east, and the other watcher also turns. I think maybe now that it comes back. There we go. So yeah, I tried walking slowly along the foot of the cliff here, but you can't. But luckily there's another way to get into that hallway, because we have to go there. I'm not sure how far he goes. Yeah, he doesn't go too far.
The piston connected to the spiral valve connected to the step gear, the step gear connected to the steam.
So now we're going to head into the living area. We have to go back upstairs to get there.
And there cameth an oxen, and Caris smote it. And there cameth a sycamore, and he did rain blow.
I think that servant is on his way, yeah.
And two landlings came, that he, one in the next.
We're going to have to head in where the servant came from.
See what? Someday I'll be free. Someday I'll be free. Did you see?
We have to be pretty quicker, I think.
So cold. So very cold.
There. Let me head up here and show you guys what's up here. This is the control box that operates the two watchers downstairs. And this is the guard that we saw when we came through the entrance walkway. There are the openings that you could see him through. But there's nothing else of interest up here besides if you want to turn off those watchers, which of course you can for Supreme. You can't for Supreme. So now we're in the northeastern area, living area. Now unfortunately this is where we have another Supreme bust. We have to go through that door. There's a watcher on the other side here. And we have to turn off the lights. There are two light switches, that one and I think that one over there too. So there's a candlestick, there's some food here. We have to go through this door. Now that's actually my second ghost challenge for the mission, because you can't get to and go through that door without turning off the lights and without getting any alerts whatsoever for Supreme. But you can't leave. You can't come back into this room and fool the watcher. That's not possible. So my ghost challenge is for you to show me how you can get into that room without shutting off these lights and without any Supreme busts. But since you can't go back out, then that's pointless, sort of. There's a mace. There's a stack of copper coins in one of these. Not in that. I want carrots. Oh, no. It's not in a footlocker, it's over here. 2 loaves of bread as well. I don't think these have anything in them.
noise.
The reason we're going here is to find another gear. 3 gears in this mission that are 100% required. So now we're in a plans room. There are 2 plans rooms, one above ground, one here. There's some readables in here that we don't need to pick up, but 6th of April, the Newmarket Hammerite Temple did fall today. Friend Culpepper, who had been spying on the building, did give us much forewarning, and our brothers were able to move in and seal off the area before too much interest had grown. We did manage to calm a gathered crowd that while there were no survivors, it was likely a cave-in from the lava flows that doth riddle the inside of the city, and was hopefully a one-time occurrence. The Hammerite contingency that showed up were also suspicious as to what had happened, but we did manage to get them removed off the site with the help of the City Watch. We do not believe that either party knew what had actually happened. 2nd of February. We did enlarge tunnels B and C today, however we must have underestimated the strength of the stone in the area. Likely weakened by the river that flows nearby, a cave-in did occur that buried friend Fuster. Progress will be halted while we do further support the tunnels with iron supports. Can't read this. And this is a map that shows some of the tunnels that were talked about here, and the KD site. So I assume that this story here obviously takes place. Is it after Thief 2? No, it's during Thief 2. Was it between Thief 1 and Thief 2? I can't remember 100%. But it obviously is after they have located the Carith Din, the lost city that we see in Kidnap of Thief 2. So it's about the work that leads them to discover that, maybe, or leads them to transport materials from that site and into the city. So that we can't drop, and I'm not going to take that. But there's one more readable over here. It looks like a secret, but... Hymn 18, the boiler, it is thy heart. The boiler, it is thy heart. The valves, they are thy limbs. The steam, it is thy blood. Praise Charis, who forges the boiler, and praise the builder, who forges thee. Okay, don't need to go there and do those things. Instead, we're going to head in here. Take a statue. Head into this room. Sounds like there's somebody sleeping, but there's not. This we need to pick open. Has some loot. Stack of gold coins. And over here is a silver gear. Very important. And a diary. 26th of February. I know Priest Fawkes is a great leader of our cause and was indeed blessed by the Builder Spirit. But why oh why was he cursed with the trickster's throat? His snoring is driving me close to insanity. I will have to get one of the brothers to seal that gap in the rock, for I am so tired. I think until it is fixed, I will go and stay in one of the rooms above ground. Ah, peace will greet me soon. So he is actually on the other side here. Not the owner of the diary, but the snoring guy. Here is a statue. This is another copy of the priest's key. We don't need another copy of that. We already have one from the Catacombs. Now, Sneak, one of the main founder of the Ghost, not the Ghost mode, the Supreme Ghost mode, he actually has a written Ghost report for this mission. And he reported not being able to return the priest key to this bedroom here as one of the Supreme busts. So I don't think he ever actually found the other copy of the priest key, because that you can return easily. But now we have what we need. We have the silver key. Silver gear, rather. And that's all we need. We have a 1970.
Come into the light.
Let's see. So that watcher doesn't turn either. Now we can turn the light back on. We want to do that as quickly as possible. Okay, in here you have an entrance to a lab. I think that the robot that lies on the table is the prototype that was talked about above. We don't need to go there right now. We're instead going to head down here. And this is a storage room. And here you have a rope arrow. Super important. A flare and a slow fall potion. Not so important. Let's see here. Then we have also here a ring and a statue, total 2085. And here you have an elevator. The bottom button is not working, so we can't lower it. And it's on the middle floor. We can raise it a little bit. This was the elevator that was talked about not working, because it is supposed to go up to the top level. And I think maybe on some of the lower difficulties it works. So this is where we can go down and get to where we couldn't pass that cave with the watchers. So if we do that right now. If you do that, and then this. Actually, let me show you guys something first. Go through the lab here. Here you guys see there is a magnetic seal. So this actually is how you get to the vault, but you can't go through here now because of this. So we have to actually turn that off. A wonderful black screen of death. That is not what I was supposed to do. Crouch and then run. And then you can mantle. You can do that. So we get to a lower level now. There's nobody to worry about down here. This is the magnetic lock switch. So we can flip that to turn that off. However, when we do that, we remove the light source here. So that technically is a bust for Supreme. Very small one because it's by design, but it's not an objective to turn this off. So it is a bust to remove those light sources. Even though we're not using it to, you know, sneak through this area, it is by definition a bust. So that's the third bust then, isn't it? I think so, yes. So now we're actually in the prison. Doesn't say that, but we came down to the power room and we're now in the prison. Hymn 32, as the shaft to the gear. As the shaft to the gear, turn me, master builder. As the gear to the cog, show me the way. As the coal to the furnace, I burn for thee. Let the builder return. Builder, see what we have done in thy name. Okay. Oh, fantastic. Whenever somebody does that, I feel it's just a joke on the player. If we then head this way, nothing in these rooms. Then we come up to the cave where those watchers were. So by dropping down that elevator shaft, we now have gotten to that area. Now here, there's actually nothing that we can do for Supreme.
Near storage. We must have breach into the sewers again. I will assemble a team to find and seal it in due time. Keep him alive. A new shipment of servant masks is on its way.
And the Hammerite?
Keep him alive too. For denouncing the new ways of the builder, he will pay by serving our will.
So the Hammerite that they're referring to is the Hammerite that's in here. Now there's actually a hidden objective associated with that. If you get him and bring him out with you when you end the mission, you get a bonus objective. We can't do that for Supreme. Now, you can run past this area while they're having their conversation, not get an alert.
Who's there? Who goes there? 'Twas just a moss in my eyes. For now, all's clear. All's quiet now.
But you have to return a little bit later for Supreme anyway. And even if you're able to circumvent that, you have to go in here.
What noise there that softly calls?
And that triggers a first alert. And in here, there is a pickable footlocker. With another key. Sewerman's key. And that you'll have to return. And returning it will yield more first alerts and more busts through Supreme, so there's no way you can do that. Nothing in this one. These opens the cells. There's a pagan in here. Empty. Here's the Hammerite. And this is empty as well. This is a torture chamber. So yeah, we have to skip that. And we also have to skip 2 pieces of loot that Sewerman's key will be able to yield for us. Unfortunately. So that's the last 30 loot for a total of 400 that you have to skip. Now we can lower this. Because the button works here for the lowest level. Now it's back to the level it was on. One more thing I'm going to show you in here. There's a hidden entrance behind the boxes. And that takes you to the sewers. We're not going to need to go there. For Supremes, I'm not going to save. It's really only one way to go. This is a dead end here. Dead end 2. You can look into a part of the sewer, but I don't think you can get to that area. Here's a switch. I'm not really sure what that does. Does it turn off lights, maybe? Not 100%. Maybe it turns off these lights. And in here, there's a diary. 26th of February. I heard strange noises from the under sewers earlier today. I again saw cracks start to appear in the walls. Those mechanists keep telling me there is subversion into the underground lava flows. But I don't believe them. In the 17 years I've been working down here, it's never happened before these damn mechanists arrived. 27th of February. I was down in the under sewers again today when I walked straight round a corner and bumped head on into one of them damn mechanists. Not only did the glare he gave me send shiver down my spine, but they had sealed off another one of the sewer tunnels. If their facility gets flooded by sewage, I will not be held accountable. There are some typos here. Sealed and there is spelled wrong. So I'm imagining that that is deliberately put in there to show that this guy is not 2nd of March, or that he has some kind of a spelling problem at least. More noise has been echoing up from underneath the sewers again, just like it was a year ago. A sort of droning noise. This ain't no lava flow. 4th of March. I knew these mechanists was hiding something. One of the walls in the undersewers has broken up again, and there appears to be what looks like a cave behind it. I'm going to see if I can get into that cave, because I want to know what's happening around here. This door here is what you have to use the sewerman's key to open. And in there's a purple vase worth 25 and a stack of copper coins worth 5. So that's the last 30 that we have to skip. This is a ladder up to the streets. You have to open up the manhole from down here. And... oh! My bad. And there's no way to close this manhole. So that's another Supreme Bust. So we're now where we're supposed to meet the Hammerite to end the mission. Beyond the gate that I showed you guys earlier. But since there's no way to close that manhole from above, I'm not going to use that way. I'm going to use a different method to get to that part of the streets. To avoid that required... Supreme Bust. Now we can head into the lab. This is an inoperable robot. This is actually a live robot here that's sleeping without making sound. So if you make noise here, he'll wake up. And I'm wondering if the robot, I can't remember his name. It was a captain or a general, wasn't it? In... Builder's Paradise by a fire mage. The guy that walked around and followed you everywhere. I wonder if that was a throwback to this mission, to Hidden Agenda. If anybody knows if it was, or if Fire Mage is watching, or somebody else is watching, you can tell me if that's the case. Fire Mage is probably the best one to ask. Here are, I think there are 2. No, there's only a single fire arrow in that. It's a mask, and then 2 crystals. Total 2185. And now this door is open. It opens when you switch that or turn off that magnetic seal. And we can unlock this now. And now we can head up to the vault. There are 2 levels to the vault.
I know I'm a master thief.
Yeah, the voice line from First City Bank and Trust. So now we broke into the vault. So you see, we don't actually have to steal anything. But of course we are going to. Lots of coin stacks. I think it opens on its own. Then you get into the security room.
If someone is there,
on the 2nd floor. So we're not going to do that. I don't think you can actually lock it again afterwards. That lever doesn't work. Once you're operated once. Instead, we're just going to go up and rob the rest here. $25.53. That's what we were supposed to get. 9 diamonds, 2 crystals, a rug, 2 statues, 13 copper coin stacks, and 5 silver coin stacks. Now we're going to head back and turn on that magnetic seal again.
Oh!
There we go. So I personally don't think that those kind of removal of light sources should be a bust. It's different because we discussed it when it came to loot items that emitted lights. That I agree should be a bust because you're permanently removing the light source. But this, nobody's in the room, you're not using it to not get spotted, and you are resetting it without any evidence that anybody's been there. So, but it is a bust, so I'll count it as such. I think that was 3 so far. I think we're gonna have to take 1 more bust only. So now we have a rope arrow, which means that we can access a couple more pieces of loot. 3 more. And that can be quite difficult. So the first one is going to be getting into the changing room down below, and that we have to do from this level. I'm going to make a real save because this can be tough. To wait for this woman to go by first. Just want to make sure that I don't... Oi, oi, oi. Okay, I might be okay here. I didn't anticipate that guard below coming. I'm thinking and hoping that we're okay here. So that we can't have. Yeah, the robot below hears that. So this is going to take a while, guys. This is a difficult move. There, I got to stay there and then wait for him to move.
mother. I was conceived by Paris and suckled at the bosom of the foundry mother. I am the chosen
There we go.
one.
So here we can stay. Now we need to get down there. So just behind and to the right of that robot, there is a dark area. But we can't drop there without taking damage, so we have to use a rope arrow. That actually seems pretty perfect. We have to jump now. So that we jump onto the rope. We have to dodge that camera. I don't know why I can't jump here. I'm jumping, but I'm not sure why I can't. I can't hear if that camera saw me there. I think maybe it did. Plus you also have that guard. Okay, we have to wait. I think maybe I should be on the edge there, like that. I think that's better. So you can't drop right onto the rope there.
I give thanks for my arms, with them I make the world best rich.
But I might have the rope a little bit too far to the west.
I wish you deal, Paris. I will vanquish thy enemy. I will tear thy...
That I was spotted there. I have to land pretty low on the rope.
We are the children of Paris. Auditory.
This isn't that difficult. I did it pretty quickly on my test run, actually. Yeah, I got spotted there too. I might need to go a little bit sooner here.
A child of flesh is loathsome and ill-tempered, but fuck thee not.
There.
Paris has forged a child of metal that is constant and true. I am that child.
Did not get spotted there. Now we should be able to watch that watcher, monitor it from here, and we should be able to run. Like that. And now we are in the locker rooms. In here, I think it's this one that you have to pick open. Silver nugget. That passes our 2,600 loot goal. And it's this one too. Purse worth 65. There's also a mine and a water arrow in two of these lockers, but nothing else of interest. So now we have to go back. That can also be difficult.
Blessed are those who have boilers, for they carry with them the purifying flame, and were made in the builder's own image.
Here we go. We did not get spotted there. I know that timing well. I've done it many times. Now we have to make sure we don't alert this robot. We have to jump up on the rope again. So now he saw me there.
Paris is the mouthpiece of the builder. His word is truth. His voice is blessed song.
There. That we might be able to do. that he saw. So what we want to do is we actually want to jump up on the rope first and then wait for the next cycle. Like that. Yeah, I'm gonna wait. I'm not sure where the other lady is either. Where's she? Oh yeah, I think she came right now. Now we went back down again. That we don't want to do. There, and then we can wait for the next round. Yeah, he hears that if you make a noise up there, but that's the method. There. She comes out. Be careful about that. But now we're much better condition because we can't get spotted by anybody down below now. Now, of course, I'm hoping that we can reach this arrow. I didn't think of that. I was able to do it last time, but now I've placed it a little bit closer to the wall, I think. Yes. Good. Because now what we need to do is that there is a sort of a secret here. Actually, we can grab this nugget from here. And that is a secret, and that is the last piece of loot down here. 7218. Excellent. Then we got the last 3 pieces of loot in this area. That was the final secret as well. We didn't take all of them, but
Hello?
now we're gonna head back up here. So now we have the priest key, and that will give us access to the area with the plans room up above. So that's what we need to do now. But we do need to turn off another camera to get there. There's no way around that, I'm afraid.
If there be a seam, weld it. If there be a gear, turn it. If there be a furnace, fuel it. Art thou there?
I think you have have to crouch in the stairs here. See, I don't know where he is. If he is on his way over here, that's great. Let's make a real save. Because what we have to do now, there are 2 rooms here. One of those, you need the priest key to open, and it has loot. So we want to go in there. We need to dodge the camera that's in the northern end of this room, and we can run over underneath it, and then run into that room, and it pans the other way. But we have to use the control panel to turn off, first unlock with the security key, and then turn off the watcher in this hallway, because it stares straight north. We have to get into the plans room. There's also a guard, a female guard that patrols back and forth here that we have to dodge. But the other guard goes back and forth on the other side, and he is on his way down now. So I think this is pretty good. We can leave this door open.
Halt!
Oh.
The saplings did so unnatural prance that we feared of the fawns, most unholy rocks, and did falter and take flight.
Is that me?
Okay. I think this is pretty good here. Oh, that was stupid. Why did I do that? Amateur mistake. You gotta lurk out around the corner here and then see where the camera is that way.
Twas a memory
There we go. Bottle of wine. Nothing in this. And in here, I don't think there's anything either. Wait. Oh, there might be one of the member lists in here that maybe we haven't read. Yes. Yeah, this one I don't think we have read. Have we? I don't think so. Eastport Seminary personnel list. Novice Jaggard. Shows promise. Locate the Dayport Tower upon completion of his training. Continue to monitor. Acolyte Cultus. Loyal member of our order, but shows no real signs of innovation. Keep in Eastport to train novices. Acolyte Rudge. Stoutly loyal and a true believer in our ways over the past. A candidate to bring here. Novice Ashmole. Progressing through his apprenticehood at a reasonable rate. Leave as is. Novice Clutterbuck. New to the order. 5 feet tall and built like a twig. Bring here and turn to a servant. He won't be missed. Tell Priest Forbes to lay off the mead before initiating novices. Priest Forbes, loyal to our order but has been sighted raiding the stores for mead. Consider replacing while he recovers from this habit. Okay, we don't need that, and we don't need to pick the lock, but we need to now we have to dodge both guards and the camera, run over to the closest lock there, unlock it with the security key, and then flip that switch and come back here again. We might need to do that in 2 cycles. I think this male guard here is a little bit faster than the female guard, so I'm hoping that we can do it when the female guard leaves. That won't be too late.
Woe to them that trust not in Caris. From his mouth sounded the will of the builder. From his pen the builder's plan is busily...
I did push against the woman there, so I don't want to do that.
Nothing then.
Okay, she heard me, I think. There we go. When we come back, we have to remember to turn the Watcher back on. Yeah, we can't do that. Or no, maybe we can actually. This is the, yeah, we can. This is the Watcher that we turned off.
Hold that.
So she turned right last time I played it. That's why I went on that side now. There we go. So this, yeah, camera. There's no way you can get down here without either dousing all the torches or turning off the camera. This is the other reason you need the priest key, is to go in here. Alright, here's the sleeping priest. Stack of gold and silver coin. Mechanist member lists again. Dayport Tower personnel list. I don't think we've read this either. Priestess Vilnia. Unquestionable loyalty. One of the true believers of the legacy of Father Karras. Keep her at Dayport to run the tower. So does that mean that this is after Thief 2? I cannot honestly remember what it said in the briefing. I should know that, but it sounds like it is since it says the legacy. Acolyte Gutteridge joined the order from the Hammerites. Seems to be happy in the order, but may be blind to what we are trying to achieve. Leave at Angel Watch Tower. Acolyte Blackwell, a believer in the new ways of the Master Builder. Bring here to work. Acolyte Verus, an accomplished inventor and a loyal acolyte, but doesn't appear to have the physical strength the work here requires. Leave at Angel Watch. Priest Monkton, a convert from the Hammerite order, but still seems sympathetic to them. Transfer far away. He could pose a danger if he finds out our plans. Okay. Over here there are 3 safes. This one is unlocked and has nothing in it. These other 2 are pickable, and we're going to need those. Or need to pick them. This is an objective, as you heard. Operation Hidden Agenda, Mechanist Project number 153. Project Leader, Priestess Vilnia. Sub-Leader, Priest Falks. Overview. Ever since the death of Father Karras, our order has been dogged with the defections to the Hammerites and lack of interest from the new novices. So to defend the true ways of the Master Builder, the Hammerites must be removed. But with stronger numbers on their side and the City Watch being seemingly neutral, their removal cannot take place in a direct attack. Indeed, the complete destruction of the Order of the Hammer must be conducted. Without their knowledge in an environment they cannot find, the ground directly beneath their feet. Plan. It was determined by Brother Cabador before his disappearance that the Carathin site did in fact lie somewhere centrally in the city in the district of Newmarket. With a large cave system and seemingly untouched by people since the great disaster that befell Carathin, the KD site was deemed to be the best possible location from which to launch the operation. The problem with this, raised by Priest Fox, is that the transportation of materials would be too slow, with the only mode of transportation being the Cetus Amicus. To solve this problem, the first target for the operation will be the Hammerite Temple, located just west of the KD site. Once undermined and sunk into the ground, using the drilling machine first tested on Markham's Isle, the area can then be sealed off by members of the Order and a new seminary will be constructed. It is also believed that if undermined correctly, much of the Hammerite Chapel would indeed remain intact. Once the new seminary and the underground site are connected, the seminary will then become the perfect staging point for the transport of materials to and from the KD site, eliminating the need to use sea transportation. Evaluation. To ensure the proper execution of the operation, it will be necessary to construct progress reports for viewing and verification of tasks by Priest Fox and Priestess Keller. Friend Vilnia, the order of the gear will prevail.
Here we go.
So the mechanists are going to destroy the Hammerites, basically, right? So it's a complete destruction of the Hammerite. So then, I assume again this is taking place then after Thief 2. Here, bronze key, or bronze gear. Plans for the transphoner device have been moved to the West Tower, friend Tyndall. So we have now found the incriminating evidence. We just have to find the blueprints, and that is found in the West Tower then. There we go. And we have the way to get in there too. Let's see. Make a real save here. So now the problem is gauging where is the woman.
Hello?
So I just want to check if I actually can go while the camera is. I probably can't, to be honest with you. I'll try if I time that correctly. It's annoying that I didn't.
Gotten way too much in the wind. What's that there?
Yeah, I don't think I can do that actually. But maybe I can... Oh, I can sit here. Oh, yeah, yeah. I didn't know that I actually could be that dark in this hallway. Let's see if we can do this. This is perfect, though. Both of them are going.
Halt!
Oh, there wasn't much in that. Good. That actually worked. If we're good here, we can do this. Let's see. No, 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 it's not the priest key, it's the security key. Dummy. Gotta do this perfectly. I just want to pull the security key up so that I can... Awesome. Because here you can sit without getting caught by anybody. So we can time them now. Now we've locked... we turned on the watcher. We locked the watcher switch, and we locked the priest's key bedroom. And we also locked... Didn't we? I gotta go back and check.
Reveal thyself.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure I locked that too. Because now we can... We're actually going to head back and return the priest key and the rusty key now. Before we head over to the West Tower. We'll do that when we come back up again. And this is also perfect timing, because both of them are moving around away. Great. So yeah, we have to go back to the underground temple one last time here. But that's okay. I know that the mission can't be Supreme Ghosted, but I still want to do everything I need to minimize bust for Supreme. It's always a priority. Didn't know if he was on his way down or up. So we only have one more item really to pick up, and that's the last objective, and that's also worth 300 worth of loot, and that's the remaining balance, if you will. We can actually drop down here and go return the priest key right away. There. Wait him out. And then we do have to make the trek back up the stairs to return the rusty key before we leave this place one last time.
Didst that shadow move?
So he's on his way down, okay.
For the builder's sake.
Oh, she saw me at the last second. Come on. We can make that. Come on. There. We can hide here. Should be able to do that.
Art thou there? Art thou there? And Karis spake, saying, I am the gear, and you are the cogs. Without the gear, the cogs have no purpose, and without the cogs...
This is one of the reasons why I went down here now, because I need the Acolyte's key to go in here. If I was up in the West Tower, I would return the Acolyte's key there, because that's where I got it from, so... So the rusty key we gotta drop here. Can't put it inside the footlocker. Assume this other guard is coming now, soon.
The cavern is dark. Karis, be my light. The night is treacherous, dark. Karis, be my great and ever shining.
Who's there? Who goes there?
Oh! I didn't actually know if I was aware he came down this far.
And Karis...
Okay, well let's wait for him to pass then. I'm not sure where the other woman is. Is she in there now? Yeah. And I think we can do this and we're good.
Or the builder... Hello? Good cause.
I am diligent. 'Twas the builder that... Art thou there?
What is going on here? Go closer to the shade line then, I guess. There.
Good call.
Oh, straw. So now we basically have to go up here, and then over here down to that dining area, and then down again to the first floor, and then we have to go across the courtyard and over to the western area again. We can't make that, we have to wait. See, I have no clue where this other guard is here now. I'm not good at gauging how the peripheral vision of these watchers are. I constantly get caught by them. So that I'm not good at, I can tell.
What dragon?
Oh my goodness, I didn't save it there either. Yeah, saved it there.
Look for the source of that noise. Do not.
Ay, ay, ay. We have to wait for him too. Well, I think we can wait here. Let's see now. Do we need the Acolyte's key to go back afterwards? I don't think we do. No, we don't. gonna head in here now. And ride the elevator. To the top floor. And here are some mechanist blueprints. It says project transponder. Is that what it says? Transphoner. Chief engineer, priest Tyndall. Site, Newmarket Seminary. Angel Watch Tower, page 1 out of 19. Doesn't really say what all this is, but obviously it's something that's been used by Karis, right? That's 3090, that's max for Supreme.
Message number 1.
Testing, testing. This is Angel Watch Tower calling Newmarket Seminary. Testing.
So it's basically some kind of satellite then that can relay signals, right? This just turns it on and off. I don't need to mess with that. Or switches it from A to B. Okay, I don't know if I'm safe here, so I'm not gonna save.
Help me. Please help me.
But we can basically drop the Acolyte's key right here, because that's on the patrol path of that guard that we took it from. And we obviously then checked off the last main objective of stealing some blueprints. That was worth 300. Then all we have to do is leave. Now that's not going to be as easy as it sounds, because we cannot use the sewers. Like I said, that would incur an extra Supreme bus that I don't want. And we can also not go through the east gate, because we will get spotted by the guard that we took the security key from. We also have to return that key.
Please help me.
Let's wait for that robot to come by again. We're going to head back through that door. And then we have to return the security key and then leave.
Find a
Very cold.
We don't have anything we don't need here, right?
Someone free me and pick you up.
Oh. Okay, we have to wait for him, definitely.
Please help me.
Thought maybe we would be dark there, but I guess we're not. We have to first return the key.
come over in here.
Okay, we drop that right here. Oh, we can't get caught by that guy. There we go. Now, for us to get over that wall there, without using the main gates, we have to do some maneuvering, some climbing. We basically have to get up on this ledge here. And the only way I've found to do that is to mantle up the archway here. I'm going to make a real save here first, because this move can be a little bit difficult. I don't imagine this move to be possible in Old Dark. So I think this is a strict New Dark move.
I give thanks for my arms. With them I make the world best rich.
So we have to mantle up here. Wait for him to come by. And then lean out and mantle up. That can be a little bit tough. I should be able to be possible though fairly easily.
I am thy servant.
So there, we can do that.
Alright.
We just can't get hurt basically. So that should be possible. There we go. Then we can run along the corners here. Should be dark here, and we should be able to move into a dark spot at the end. Oh, I slipped down. Okay. If not, you can stay on these corners, but I just was trying to remove an extra loop from that guy. There we go. Now we can move this way. Now you get out onto the actual roof, and that makes some noise, but... And you can mantle up here, and then get across. So yeah, I doubt that's possible in Old Dark. Maybe there's a way of finding a different way over in Old Dark, I'm not sure. Because that eliminates now... the need for us to leave that hatch open. Now we can meet the Hammerite and end the mission.
Come quickly! These streets are crawling with mechanists!
Okay. So that was a successful ghost of Hidden Agenda. It was not a successful Perfect Thief, but that is possible to do. You can get all the loot for Ghost. We busted Supreme, if I can remember correctly, in 4 different places. 5 different places. First bust we took was when we opened the door to get the security key from the guard by the east gate. We took a first alert doing that. Then we turned off a camera. No, we turned off a light in the dining room in the living quarters underground because we couldn't reach the barracks or get in and out of the barracks without that watcher seeing us. Then we turned off a light source when we removed the magnetic seal to get to the vault. We turned that back on again afterwards, and we didn't use it to avoid getting spotted, but that is strictly speaking a Supreme bust. We turned off another well, we turned off a watcher outside the plans room on the second floor in the northeast area. That was necessary to traverse that hallway. And then we didn't return the security key back to the feet of that guard, because that alerts him and busts even ghosts. So I left it outside the door. But other than that, I don't think we got any other busts. I think that was 5 in total. Total time, 1 hour, 32 minutes, 38 seconds. We found 3,090 out of 3,490 loot. We skipped 400 loot then. So we skipped 2 pieces of loot in a bedroom on the upper floor of the library, because Lady Vilnia, I think it is, Vilnia. Anyway, a priestess up there. She wakes up when you open the doors. You can't go in there. That's the first alert. We also skipped 4 pieces of loot in the cathedral, because there's no way to get those and leave the cathedral without getting seen by people, and you're not allowed to turn off lights in the cathedral. So there was 100 in that bedroom, and then there was 150 more in the cathedral. There was also a statue in an office in the Hammerite temple, because when you open the door, the guy in there alerts. And then there were 2 pieces of loot worth 30 in the sewerman's bedroom in the sewers, because you can't get the sewerman's key, and you can't return that key either without additional supreme busts. So there you have it. That's a total of 400. We picked 3 out of 7 pockets and picked 10 locks. That's as low as I can get it. No backstabs and knockouts, no damage dealt taken or healing taken, nothing and nobody killed. No Iron Beast destroyed or disabled, and we found 3 out of 4 secrets. The 4th one you can't get for Supreme, I think. So let me know what you guys think of this mission. I totally understand that this is a mission that is well liked. It is a very good mission, but in my humble opinion, it doesn't even come close to the scope and the ambition and the special creation that Calendra's Legacy is. To compare to that, since that's one of the main reasons I'm playing it. Calendra's Legacy for me has a much higher replay value, because it's much more challenging and it's got so many more hidden things that on subsequent playthroughs you are bound to discover something new. I mean, I took hours and hours to get through that campaign when I recorded the missions, 7-8 years ago, but there were still quite a few things I didn't show you guys that I've thought about going back and showing you later, but there's just so much to that campaign. This is a good campaign, but I think that this is a little bit too straightforward of a mission for me to enjoy going back to it over and over again. Also, I think it is a little bit bland in color. It's all metal and stone colors, very, earthy, or sorry, Hammerite, mechanist-like, not earthy, the opposite of earthy, metallic and stony. So I feel that the environments are a little bit monotonous in their appearance. Design-wise, it's perfect. It's a very, very well-designed mission. However, I do think that it's a little bit of a key hunt, and I traditionally don't like missions where the only thing that limits your progress is keys. It's okay to have 1 or 2 of these keys, but here there's like 4 or 5 that you have to get, and if you would just, put in the mechanist gears in addition to that. So there's a little bit of back and forth because of that. So overall, this is a solid 8 out of 10 mission for me, but Calendra's Legacy is 10 out of 10, 9.5 or 10 out of 10. Not all 3 Calendra's Legacy missions are equally good, but as a campaign overall, as a 3-mission campaign released in one release, I think it's head and shoulders above this mission. But anyway, that doesn't matter. That's just my opinion. I would like to hear yours. And I totally understand those that maybe if Calendra's Legacy is the first mission you play after playing the original missions, that is too high of a leap in difficulty. I understand that totally. So that is definitely a mission for expert players, or I would say players that have already played quite a few fan missions and want something different and some new variety. So anyway, The next mission we're going to play is going to be The Violent End of Duncan Malveine. That was Dirk Bogan's choice as a result of the last Thief Ambiance competition. So I've already started recording that, so it might not take that many days before that one is out, actually. Maybe a week or so, we'll see. And it's a very enjoyable mission, a very cool one. So I hope you're looking forward to that. I am. So with that, let's say goodbye to Hidden Agenda, and I might probably play High Society in not too long. That might be one that's going to come up in 4 or 5 missions time, maybe. We'll see. Anyway, have a good night, guys. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye.